All right, here we are in Darkroom Booth. This is the latest version, 802. And if you look right here, you'll see selected that we have a sample mirror booth event pre-set up in Darkroom. It already has all of the video animations and everything pre-set up in there, and everything should be ready to go. It's set up for a vertical screen because most mirror booths are vertical. There's also a horizontal one screen setup included in there as well that you can select if you'd like. But we're going to focus on this vertical one. So I'm just going to kind of briefly go over some of the settings, and then we'll go back in detail and create a new one for you with different animations and show you some of the more advanced features. To start with, whenever you're setting up a video setup, if you look right here under device control, now there are two device controls. Keep this in mind. First of all, there's one device control in global settings. That is for things that you want to apply to all events. So if you're having, some sort of a fidget setup where you're turning on lights, or you want an intro video to be the same on every event you do, then you can put that in the device control in global settings. But with device control in this area here, it is for unique to that event only, and that's a big advantage because you can set up multiple different video animation setups with different themes or whatever you want to do. So you can just select an event and run it and have a totally different animation theme setup. So under device control, if you'll look right here, we've got all these little check boxes, and they represent different phases of the photo booth session. So starting off with a tracked mode. A tracked mode is the looping video that's playing while the booth is not being used. So it's just going to loop over and over and over. And if you click right here on this edit button, this is the sample one, and then if you click update, you'll see that it's set up with the start video. It's set to loop so that it loops over and over again. You want maintain aspect ratio, that way it'll keep the video in the format that it was originally designed and not stretch it to fill the screen. And you want to play back using full screen. So those are the primary settings for this particular animation setup. So what will happen is when you start the booth, this particular video will just start playing and loop over and over again. Then if you look right here, the next box checked is during startup. So this is where we want the command to start the session. All right, so under startup, you would click edit, and you're going to just choose add, and under booth command, choose start session. And that's so that when they touch the screen, it'll stop playing the video and start the session. Then if you go down a little further, you've got several options: before photo 1, before photo 2, before photo 3. In this particular setup, we have videos that are set up to play before each photo. And those videos, say different things like give me a smiley face or whatever, and those play before each photo. Then you have down here an option for after photo. So after the photo is taken, it displays the video that's set here. And then these are all preset. So you got the videos set in there the way you want them. And then the end instructions. This would be like for, hey, your photo's printing, whatever, something like that. Then if you go down a little further under countdown, we've got a countdown video. These could be different or the same. But we've got a countdown video set to play after or before each photo so that you see that countdown video. So I'm going to click Start Booth now, and we're going to run this session. I don't have a printer connected, so that's fine. So now you'll see this video here that says touch here to start. It's just going to loop over and over again. This particular video is designed for a vertical screen, and so it looks kind of small here, but that's because I'm playing it on a horizontal screen. If you use it on a vertical screen, it would be vertical and fill the screen. So using my mouse as a simulation for the touch screen, once you touch this screen, it's going to come and run to the next video. This one's set to play before photo 1. So we've got Blow Me a Kiss. And then it goes right into the countdown, 3, 2, 1. And then it's going to take the photo. And then it's going to go to the next video that plays after photo 1. Then it goes to the next video that plays before photo 2. And then after it takes the photo, or after it goes to the countdown, then it's going to take the photo and then go to the video for after photo 2. So you see it's just a progression: before photo 1, after photo 1, before photo 2, after photo 2. And a lot of that organization structure depends on how you have your videos organized. So this is how this particular one is organized, and it depends on those videos. Then at the end of the session, I have this one set to show a preview of the finished strip so that someone can look at it, approve it. If they click cancel, it goes back to the start of the session and lets them do it over. If they click done, then it moves on and plays the final instructions video where it says the photos are printing, and then prints the photo and rolls back to the beginning. So here we are back at the beginning, ready for another session. So everything is done by videos. Now I'm going to back out of this just for a second and point out a couple of other things that you'd want to do when setting up a video animation series. Because with a mirror booth, the mirror itself represents your live view. That's the whole purpose of a mirror booth. It's like looking in a mirror. You want to uncheck use live view. You don't really want live view coming on using a mirror booth. So you would uncheck use live view. Then another thing that you'll want to do is under timing is set all your timings to 1. The reason for this is because you don't want a big delay. If you put 3, 4, 5 in there, then what's going to happen is it's going to play one video. It's going to wait before it plays the next video that many seconds, and you don't want that. You want the videos to flow right in one after another. If you set it to 0, then it won't play the video at all because there's no time allotted for it. But if you set it to 1, then it'll play the video, and then of course if you did want more time in there, you can always just add more time. Hope that all makes sense. And so one more time I'm going to run this session so you can see how it goes. So here we have the attract mode video. Touch here to start. When you touch the screen, then it goes to the before photo 1 video, blow me a kiss in this case, and then the countdown 3, 2, 1, and it takes the photo, and then you see the after photo video. And then we go to the smile for the camera. That's the before photo 2. And then we've got 3, 2, 1, and takes the photo, and then it goes to the after photo 2 video. So in this case, you look marvelous. And then we go there, etc. So anyway, you can see that this is how the preset video setup is done that comes with the software sample mirror booth event right there. So you've got that full set of animations and everything that you can use right there. All right, now let's move on to part 2 and show you how to set up kind of from scratch a different mirror booth setup, and also kind of go over some of the more advanced things that you can do with the mirror booth setup. So let's start with kind of listing out some of the steps. All right, so here we have a PowerPoint that talks about some of the steps. The first thing that we want to do is locate and plan out our video animations. This may seem like a little, simplistic, but honestly, if you sit down and plan these things out from the beginning on how you're going to do stuff and where you're going to put it and so on, then it makes it a lot easier down the road when you're actually setting it all up. So let's start with our video animations. Now I have created on my desktop a folder, and that folder is named emojis. Now I'm going to be using a video animation set that is provided by Mark Richardson. Mark Richardson is a designer, and he does a wonderful job and really makes some awesome videos. And so if you need some custom-made videos or things like that, Mark Richardson would be the person to contact. He has some on our template store. This particular one I'm going to be using is an emoji-based setup that is in our template store, and Mark has that available there for sale. And so you can purchase it there, or you can contact Mark directly if you have some custom-made things that you'd like to have. So let's take a look at that. First of all, you'll see here in the folder that I have named emoji. I have various videos that are similar. If you look at these thumbnails right here, you see these first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 videos are very similar. Each one is slightly different, and we're going to be using those in a random fashion. Then I have a countdown, and if you look, I've named it countdown. Then I have the printing one. This is the one that's going to go at the end that says your photos are now printing. Then I've got one here that I've called sign that says please sign your photo. Then I've got the start screen video, and then I have one down here that tells it's going to take 3 photos. So the progression here is there'll be a start screen video that says touch the mirror to start. Then when you touch the screen, it'll go to this particular video that says the mirror will now take 3 photos. You can get different videos. I think his full set comes with one for 3, one for 2, one for 4, etc. And then it will display one setup in random of these videos that tells you to put on a smiley face or make an angry face or something like that. You'll see that when we do it. And then the countdown video, etc. And then of course the sign and everything at the end. So that's how I've organized everything. I've named the videos and got them all in one folder, so I'm not searching for where this video is or where that video is. They're all right there together in one folder, and they all have the names of what they say to kind of give me an idea of where to put them. So now I'm going to go here to my emoji setup that I have already done, and you'll see first of all that in the device control section I have added the attract mode video. Okay, so you would check the box for attract mode video, click edit, add, choose the video, and then navigate to the video that you're going to put in. And in this particular case, I want to loop the video and maintain aspect ratio so that the video stays like it's supposed to be and not distorted or anything to fill the screen. So I'm going to take that one back out because I've already added it, but that's how you would do that. You add that back in. Then we have our booth command. This is a very important step. So during startup, you want to put in a booth command, and that booth command is to start the session. That's so that when they touch the screen, it knows to start the session. Without that, it would just sit there and loop forever. So you want to touch that and set start session. Then under start photo session, I have my video for the booth will take 3 photos, so that when they touch the screen, it's going to start the session and play that first video for the start session. That tells you how many photos are going to be taken. Then if you skip down here, before photo, I've got before photo 1. Now this is a really important step right here. In this case, I've got all those videos, but I want them to play randomly so it's not predictable. This is kind of an advanced feature, but it lets the videos, I've got a total of I think 6 videos that have different things, and when set to random, we don't know what it's going to say. It could just say, okay, now make a smiley face or make an angry face or do this or do that, but their videos are set to be random. So the way you do that, you click add, and you go down to video, and then you choose multiple files and set to random, and then add, and you put all of those videos listed there. Okay, so all of those are listed, and that way they play in random, and you get sort of more of a random feel. It's not predictable, like where every session is exactly the same, like the first one that we did. So you want to put those in random, and you'll see that I've got before photo 1, before photo 2, and before photo 3, all those random videos. In this particular setup, I don't have anything playing during the photos. After the photos, I do have one video set to play after photo 3, and that's the one that says get ready to sign your photo. So in this case, I'm going to have people sign their photo, and that way they can choose to do that, and it'll display that video to say get ready to sign your photo after the last photo is taken. Now then, that's all the video setup. Now the next thing you want to do, again, we talked about this in the live view section. You want to disable the live view. In the screen section, for any sort of video animations, you don't want anything to show on the screen. You want only the videos to show, and so I've got that set to a black screen. So let's take a look at that. It's just a black screen. If you look over here into template items, I have a text box that says text, That's so Darkroom doesn't insert one for you, but it's set to black with black text, so nothing really shows. It's just a placeholder. So you want to do that. And then in this case, I've also added a photo 1 node so that after each photo is taken, it will display the photo taken on the screen. Now, if you look down here in the settings for that photo node, under when shown, I have it set to custom, and I have it set to show after photo 1 and then after photo 2. You could also do after photo 3, but I thought that was a little redundant because we're going to be displaying the finished entire photo strip at the end so that they can doodle on it and everything else. They've already seen photo 1, they've already seen photo 2. There's no reason to display photo 3 twice. So I just set it to be after photo 1, after photo 2. So that's set up. And that's all we really need to do on our screen. Depending on how your photo is oriented, you'd want to arrange this box to be either vertical or horizontal. I mean, you could drag the box to any size or shape you need to. So I'm going to exit out of that. Then the other thing is in our timing section, you'll notice that between photos I've got it set to 5. The reason for that is if I'm going to display that photo that's taken after photo 1, photo 2, I need to have some time to show that. If I had it set to 1, it would just flash on the screen for a second and go away. And so in this case, I want to display it for several seconds, so we've got it set to 5. So now let's run a session and see what this all looks like. No printers connected, so we'll click OK. So here we have our touch mirror to start.
Touch mirror to start.
And this set of animations by Mark Richardson has audio, so you'll hear that on there as well. Now then, if I touch the screen, then it goes to
the mirror will now take 3 photos.
It'll go to this video to let them know it's going to take 3 photos. Then it's going to spin this little dial. This is a video animation. And this one, it says pose. All right.
Pose for a picture.
And then I've also added a
5, 4,
shutter sound
3,
after the countdown.
2, 1.
So there's our photo, and it displays on screen for 5 seconds, and then it will play the next video. And see, randomly chose a different one, so now it says blow a kiss.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Displays our photo on screen. Again, these are all set for a vertical screen, so it looks small on the horizontal video.
Pose for a picture.
So with those videos set to random,
5,
it's going to be
4,
different every time.
3, 2, 1.
Takes the photo.
Get ready to sign your photos.
And here's our finished strip, and you can actually edit the photo if you want to. You can choose the ink and draw on it. Darkroom lets you choose the size of the pen, so you can choose a different size. You can choose a different color of ink if you want to. You can write anywhere on it. You can also, I'll show you how to do this in a second, but you can also add video or add emojis or other graphics. And when you choose that, you can pick the one you want to add, and you can move that around to wherever you want. You can resize it. This is a pinch and zoom if you're using a touch screen. I'm using a mouse. You can drag that anywhere you like. When you're happy with it, then you click done, and then it goes back to the main.
The mirror is now printing.
And then it goes back to the final version, or it goes back to the start video again.
Touch mirror to start.
Okay, I'm going to exit out of that and show you a couple of more things. If you go here to the Output tab, here's our template, our print template. I'm going to click Choose, and then I'm going to double click on it to edit it. Now you see those little emojis right there? If I double click on that, you'll see that it's added as a graphics list. And if I look here, you'll see all these different little PNG graphics that I've added. All right, all sorts of different PNG graphics. I got those on the internet. Those are not included in the software for copyright reasons, but you can find them in a lot of different places if you just do a search for things like that. At the bottom, if you click Use as a Booth Sticker, this checkbox right there, then they display at the end like that, and you can choose them and move them around and add them. You'd also want to select floating if you want to allow them to crop or zoom in on the actual photo itself. So those are a couple of things you can add for extra interest in your photo booth. Now if you go, let's back out of this. One other place you do need to set something up is to go to the Text tab and right down here choose Review Photo. That lets the photo show at the end of the session. And then if you check Enable Booth Edit, that allows them to crop the photo if they want to. And enable Photo Doodle, that also lets them draw on the photo. Now you can click right here on Pen Settings and you can choose the colors that they have to choose from. You can use the default colors, or you can choose your own color set to be able to match your template if you want to. And it's RGB, so you can just use a whole range of colors there if you want to set up colors that match your photo template. So I'm going to go back through just a little bit on my PowerPoint and kind of go back over some of the things that we talked about. First of all, you want to locate and plan out the video animations so that you have them all in place and they're easy to add. You know which one's going to go where. If there's named more generic names like 1, 2, 3 or 6, 7, 8 or something else, it might be difficult to figure out what video goes where, but I usually name them for the phases that I'm going to be putting them in, and that way I can find them pretty easily. Next on our list is add the videos to the correct session phase. So if you have one named, the start video and then the printing video and all the different things, you just add them into the correct phase, and that's a pretty simple process. Once you get done with all of that, the next thing is to create a blank screen template with black text. That's so that between videos there's a brief little flash where one video is stopping and another video is starting. And if the screen is black and everything, then you don't see anything. It just goes black for a second. And that lets it move on, and it's a much smoother appeal. Set all your timings to 1 second, unless you want to do like I did, have the photo display. Then you'd have the between photo time longer to allow that to display between photos. So generally speaking, set all the timings to 1 second. Disable live view, because with a mirror booth, the mirror itself is your live view, and that's how you would want to do that. Just disable live view. Set other features and options such as email and doodle. Those are the things that I told you in the text tab. You check the review photo if you want to show that, let them look at it. You can also choose email or text, what other options you plan to offer. And last point here is test, test, test again. It's important to go through this during a time that you're not at the event. This is not something that you want to set up at the event. You want to be able to go through it all, make sure all your timings are correct, make sure it flows the way you want it to, make sure everything is like you intended for it to be, so that when you get to the event, it just select the event, it runs. And so I recommend everybody test, test, test. Spend that extra 15, 20 minutes to go through to make sure everything is flowing like it's supposed to. Otherwise, you could get a real surprise when you get to the event. I want to thank everybody for giving us an opportunity to work with you on mirror booth events. And if you have any questions, certainly you can contact our support staff. And we hope everybody has a great day, and we look forward to the next video we'll be doing for you.